live. So I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another conscious evolution. Today's dream topic is going to be a reaffirmation of something we have talked about before. This understanding, this belief, this consideration that the hardest work you will ever do, ever, is the work you have to do on yourself. And we find ourselves in a world where there are so many distractions, so many other things to do that is not the work on the self, right? There's so many other work to do in the outside world to the point we don't give ourselves the time to do that personal inner work. And that inner work looks differently for each and every single one of us. So it's hard because of that as well. I can't tell you how you are supposed to do your inner work, right? So it's hard because you have to figure it out. It's hard because it's uncomfortable when you're in that moment trying to do that work. It's hard because there are so many distractions always taking you away from that work. It's hard because some people won't want you to grow, right? Some people will want you to stay the way that you are because it's comfortable for them. They know how to deal with you when you are that they think you are. So, topic introduced. The friends joining us in the live will probably not get as much information as you friends who have joined me in retrospect, in recording. I see Joy Vive here already. Bless you. I'm back in 1 second. I did leave my tablet inside. I want to open chat and see your friends' messages. I also have some jelly bean in my crusher, which I'm looking forward to. But I know it's very strong, and I am scared. Hey, I see Candace. What a blessing. How are you? How are the little girls? How is your little boy doing? Do let us know, Candace. Would be nice to know. There we go. Back again. And now one piece of technology, more abundant. Yeah, that's nice. Let me open chat here. Bruh, this thing wants me to update. Later, dude. Later, please. My power button is also a little bit sticky, which makes me angry. It causes me distress. How can I attach it to today's stream topic? It asks me to do inner work with the amount of rage I can experience due to inanimate objects breaking. What's your problem, inanimate objects? Why you know immortality? You know, the masculine in me, the Western brain damage I have taken due to the media telling me that entropy is something to be fought, something I cannot allow. I need to kill impermanence. But no. No, I don't think it works that way, does it? There's this new movie out called Orion and the Dark. And today was the second time we watched it. It is beautiful, right? And one of the things that I'm thinking about right now with this whole the destroying, the killing of impermanence, they did technically kill dark, right? Like the concept of darkness got killed. I'm sorry for spoiling, but in seeing how the world falls apart when something that people can consider bad, right, like impermanence, like darkness, without these things, our literal reality falls apart. The experience we have come here to get is in part impermanent, right? That's what makes it beautiful. It's a laughing tiger here with us too. Hey, Maxine. Bless you, dear friend. It's nice having you here. Wait a second. Did I just? Wait a second. Did I just? No, I didn't. I thought I heard wind sounds. We did some inception for a second there. I'm so glad I'm not the only one who experiences fierce rage with the incompetence of inanimate objects. Yeah, it's not something I'm proud of. To be completely honest, Maxine, it is something I feel I need to do work on. But c'est la vie, right? I guess that is the work we're here to do. There's no way around it. We just have to. Beans, the whole and sole reason my teapot wears a bent now is because of my rage. It's a real problem. Good. I'm happy that I'm talking about the stream topic in that case. You know, I'm not the only one dealing with this shiz. It is hard. You know, maybe that's what I'm supposed to be today. It's just a spokesperson for the fact that working on yourself, working on your anger, working on your sadness, working on your excitement, even, right? Sometimes we can get excited, but we don't know how to steer that energy. So we can get good at that as well, surely. All right, my jelly bean is ready. I've had a strain before. It was called mimosa. This is as close to mimosa as you can get it. But like imagine you had that smell of mimosa, like fruitiness, right? Like funky fruit, like a little bit fermenty fruit kind of vibes. And then you just added a bunch of sugar. Just like sweetness, like so much sweetness. That's what this smells like. Is the wind gonna allow me to heat up my little bowl? Is the question. And on the how do I deal with my emotions fractal, I have the Legend of Korra, which I recommend everyone struggling with is immediately binge. Yeah, Legend of Korra is fire. Can confirm. Incompetence of inanimate objects. I just see a glass falling and shattering, and someone yelling, "Why didn't you catch yourself?" That is kind of cute. For me, it's more, you know, technically my own incompetence in some part, right? Because like if I was better, I wouldn't have dropped the glass. If I had faster reflexes, I would have caught myself. So maybe there is a certain level of work to be done, right? To let myself off the hook kind of vibe. Louisiana's here too. Bless you, dear friend. The rage used to be way more triggering back when CD players still existed and we skip with the slightest scratch. Yeah, stuff like that. Exactly stuff like that. For me, it's like my technology breaking. Like I know my technology will break eventually, but all right, I have like expectations, time frame expectations. Hey, Giovanni's here too. Lurky Lovins to you too. It's nice having you. There's also Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, Season 3, Episode 15 of Star Trek The Next Generation. That one I have not seen, so I cannot confirm that Sam is in fact not capping. But I know Sam, you know, Sam has good taste. You can follow her recommendations, you probably won't be disappointed. Bless you, friends. Bless you, friends. Love is true. Joe Bati Wati. So much lovin's. I don't know if the wind is going to allow me to, but I shall try. My intention is to feel like I am succeeding, right? If I'm doing work on myself, I would hope to succeed. Wat je net gedaan? Die hoes. Waar ik het nog niet begin hoes, nee. That is true. I will add heat to this mass of metal. You see, the wind is definitely being felt. Yeah. That one did it. jelly bean. Instantly, I'm like very aware that I have inhaled something. No, not that route. Not right now, Maxine. I am in fact not fasting. I have absorbed, oh goodness, THC molecules. This strain, it concerns me. It makes me feel like I took mushrooms when I smoke it. It's bro, I took some of the jelly bean again, dude. Like it really, it's like what the hell? How is this even real? I'm not fasting though. No, I have been eating a lot of fruit. I've been eating mangoes and peaches and pineapples and some honey melons. Is that what they called? Had some of that today. It was fantastic. I have not been fasting. I have been losing weight though because I'm eating less calories, but that is to be expected. I just got a Mel Brooks quote in my head from the 2,000-year-old man. There's ladies here. I wish I understood that quote. But there are ladies here. This is true. This is true. But you have to say it with a strong Yiddish accent. There's ladies here? That, there's ladies here. Is that Yiddish? I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what the Yiddish accent sounds like. The weed is that strong. You start tripping balls. Yeah. And you know what? I like that. I like taking mushrooms kind of vibes. So I'm not opposed to it. It's just very visceral, right? It's like you think you're smoking a little bit of not even smoking. You think you're vaporizing a little bit of bud and a little bit at that, right? Like a seriously little bit. You know, like you would need 10 times as much as that little bit that I use to roll a relatively decent joint. So it's like the dosage and then the experience that follows it. Like I feel very like cerebral right now. Like my mind feels clear, open, expansive. I feel calm, like I'm in control, like I have power. Maybe that's the dopamine. The taste is still lingering. Tastes like, definitely has that cannabis back flavor, if you will. But the rest of it is like I drank some sort of candy liqueur, be the closest thing that I could give. Like a fruit flavored candy liqueur. That's kind of the aftertaste in my mouth. Man, these experiences, it it really excites me to see what's going to happen with those plants of mine. They're growing well. They're growing well. Most of them look fantastic. I'm thinking about Ilandi. Ilandi does not look very strong. Gaia looks like she's very shy in comparison to the rest of her sisters. But Charlie, goodness, Charlie looks like she's, owed money or something. Like she's coming out to come and get it. I'm so excited. And being able to grow bud again, knowing that technically I bought these seeds this time around, right? And I know the lineages. I know the parents, right, that made the babies that I am now growing. And each and every single one of my babies are going to be a pheno, right? Fortunately, I believe, and this is my own bias because I'm not growing commercially, uh, each of these ones are going to be vastly different, right? In the same way, you and your brother, or you and your sister, or you and your cousin are vastly different people to one another, even though you do have similar genetic, lineages. that is the same thing, or the same is true, I should say, rather, for cannabis as well. There are pheno expressions, and I'm so looking forward to it. I've been having when Don came through again today. We had some conversations, and John recommended that when I end up, finishing growing my bud, I should bring him some so he can smell what it smells like these days. Because he used to smoke weed when he was in his 20s. He tells us, right? And I found out yesterday he is 81. So I was off of the 90-year-old, but he was 81. He is 81. So 60 years ago, he smoked. That's a long time ago. And being able to, I don't know if it would be a good thing, to be completely honest, now that I'm actually taking a second. I mean, maybe with this little vaporizer of mine, because it's not so much, but yeah, giving him that experience again at this point in his life. 60 years of progress in the cannabis world, in terpene development, in trichome development, potency, and flavor, and like, again, the terpene balances. I don't know if he'd be stoked about it. That's the thing that kind of makes me sad. My dad, however, has been very curious, right? Like, I have shared this with you, friends. I've been thinking about him. I told him, Don, about my dad as well. The way that he articulates when he wants to smoke with me, his unwillingness to admit that he likes it, right? He's willing to come to me and ask me to go and work on his blood pressure with him. That was the terminology he would use. He would never ask, let's go smoke together. Never, never. It will always be like, "Ek gaan my bloeddruk gaan werk, kom jy saam?" I'm going to go and work on my blood pressure. You want to join me? And he would see it only for the medicinal benefit, or at least that's the way he would portray, that it's only for the medicinal benefit. And initially, when I first started sharing the different buds with my dad, letting him smell from each jar kind of vibe, there was this, they all smell the same articulation. And I go, no, that is empirically false. This is not true. I don't believe you. And, getting to spend the time with him, and especially since he's actually willing to vape it with me as well, because the rest of the family also has this, they all smell the same, mindset kind of vibe. And his willingness to actually partake of the bud with me, he used this little pipe of mine as well a few times. I did tell you, friends, that he ended up making his own. Part of me, it probably is going to buy him one, for Christmas or something. I'm going to start referring to smoke sessions as lowering blood pressure. Yeah, do it. Rep that. Melt Prime, as our beloved Sam says. Use Melt Prime. Yeah, let's go work on our blood pressure. It might be, people might assume it's a euphemism for something else, though. All right. There are multiple ways to work in your blood pressure, surely. Maybe that's the good thing. It keeps a level of ambiguity. You cannot really figure it out for yourself. Any quotes I read are with Morgan Freeman's voice. Well, congratulations. Now all of your friends' comments are Morgan Freeman voices. My mind goes, okay, Morgan Freeman voice, I can do that. It's pretty funny. I just thought of it because only ladies in the comments so far. No, don't see yourself out. Absolutely not. I mean, it was what it was. Thank you, Lavazana. There is a YouTube channel called Voices of the Past. Truly enjoy it because it varies from personal disputes to observations, love letters, and customer complaints from long, long ago. That does sound somber, is the word that I feel. Hey Google, define somber. Not somber. Hey Google, define somber. Dark or dull in color or tone, gloomy. No, maybe somber isn't the right word then. My mind feels a sense of nostalgia, listening to dead people, right? Weirdly enough, we watched The Green Mile with Tani Charlene the other night. And that movie did mess me up. And there is an actor, right, in that movie that had passed. And as soon as I saw his face, I knew this information. I knew that I was looking, and this sounds dark in saying it, but at a dead man. And yet, there he was alive, right, playing his role, being the version of himself that was required, making me feel what I'm supposed to feel, right, doing his job, and the immortality that that kind of allows him to continue living within. So maybe you're feeling the same thing, right, Candace, in listening to those people's words, their love letters, their complaints. There is that certain level of immortality, right, like a part of their existence continuing. Bless you. When I'm yogaing and smoke, I call it breath work. Like having a little bit of a vape session and then going and trying to do some yoga stretches is arguably, and this is coming from someone who believes he knows how to have a good time, right? But again, vaping a little bit and then doing yoga stretches is arguably one of the best experiences you can have as a human being, right? Like it is deep, to say it in so many words, deep in so many ways, deep in your own understanding of yourself, deep in the own depth you have to kind of lean into. And again, right, today's stream topic is the hardest work you'll ever have to do. And unfortunately, yoga and stuff like that is also a part of that work. It is going to be the hardest work you'll ever do, right? And some of us have worked very hard in this space. Some of us have worked very hard in the physical plane. Some of us had to work hard on the emotional one, right? We've all done hard work, and we can kind of articulate maybe what that looks like. However, and we started the stream off in talking about this, doing the work on the self is exponentially harder than any other work you'll find in this world, because there's no manual. Every single other person has to do that exact same work. And if they're unwilling to, they're not going to be able to help you with yours, right? If they even could. That is assuming that they could. You are incredibly powerful. And this world that we find ourselves in will melt to your whim, will morph, will change as you see fit. Might take time, but it is possible. And it is technically a work that you're here to do. But the thing that we get caught up in is in feeling powerless in doing that work in the outside world. When again, the hardest work you're going to have to do, and unfortunately that's where it has to start, is with ourselves. And I feel like this space, the conversations I've been having, there was another one of our neighbors. His name is Sean. He's a coach for coaches. He teaches people how to do energy work. And like having this conversation with this person, right? And just like thinking about the words he's saying at me and the fact that I can, as a person in his world, be like, yeah, checks out though. I understand. And good for you. I'm so stoked that you're living this existence. Instead of being cut off, being told there's no such thing as energy work. Right? Like the conversations with him done. Like we had some interesting conversations again today. We were talking about, and it hurts me to say this, essentially perpetual motion. All right, and I grew up in a house of engineers. I would consider myself an engineer, but I do not have a degree, right? And as soon as I start having conversations about perpetual motion, my brain wants to lose its shit. It's like, no. Energy cannot be destroyed or created. It doesn't work. it doesn't work, my mind screams, and I have to be like, oh, how's oh goodness, it is a blessing. It is a blessing being a human being. It doesn't always feel like it because of how hard the work is, but it is a blessing. Thinking about the experiences I've had where you do technically push yourself beyond what the human experience is, and you actively choose to come back to it. You choose to come back to this experience, right? What do you mean, Mel? I choose to come. You wake up every morning, don't you? I had like a weird couple of months last year where I was really dissociative and in a state of denial that I kept waking up as myself day after day. I don't know why it was causing me concern, but it felt at that point, I was dreaming a lot as well. I was experiencing so much world, so much else in my dream space that coming back and being myself again felt wrong. Felt like I was missing the point kind of vibe. And then again, the way that I articulate these days is that this experience that you're having, whatever creates it, loves you, right? It can be yourself, it can be source, it can be the earth, it can be the universe, God, if that's the word you want to use. But it is loving you, empirically so, right? Undeniably so, because here you are, despite the odds of everything. If that isn't a blessing, I don't know what is. And again, right, as soon as you are under threat of not existing, that causes you distress. Unfortunately, some of the work we have to do kills parts of ourselves. So you might want to be, cleaning a wound, but the hurt part of yourself runs away from that willingness to nurse it back to health. Yeah. Thank you, friends, for doing the work. Slowly but surely, and then all at once. Oh, wow. I was only showing my comments. Had to refresh to see all your friends. I'm happy that you made sure. I'm on all messages as well. Love you, brothers and sisters, as we love you, Joe Schmo. Bless you, bro. Was reading through the chat and saw Legend of Korra brought up. Kiddo and I just watched all the last Airbender, and we are working through the Korra series. Bless. Yeah, dude. My mind is now going down the fractals. I have spent a decent amount of time considering this. I would probably be an earthbender, right? You might have thought I would set fire, but nay. Nay. I can make hot with rock. I can make very hot with rock. Super hot. Right? I can make magma blaze. But I don't want to do that technically. I want to be able to manipulate myself through space in the earth, right? I want to be able to go underneath the dirt and then look at what the rocks look like. I want to look at trees from underneath. Is that a weird thing to say? Felt weird when I said it. It felt like I was being a perv. No, surely not. They're trees. They're just trees, right? Alright, what's happening right now? Stop. Okay, what's reading? Love again. Korra's journey is so unlike Aang's. It's wonderful to watch her explore herself in the depths of her emotional connections to others. Yeah, I feel Korra was more real, when it came to the human story. Aang was very much a protagonist, right? I don't know. I feel like I'm like throwing shade on Aang, like he did go through his own arc as well. You know, shouldn't be too rough on the dude. It's a show that I feel, did that for me as well. Hilda. You watch Hilda, goodness. I think it's even more of a kid's show, technically, than Aang was. No, actually, like, there's some things in Hilda that feels like kids ought not understand, right? Like, I'm thinking specifically about, like, the spider creature. The way that I articulate it is that it's time. It is time as a creature kind of vibe, right? Like a primordial manifestation of what time is as a creature. And that episode, goodness, right? If I had to see that as an 8-year-old, I don't know what that would do to me. I'm trying to look through my 8-year-old self eyes. Yeah, I don't think I like that. Nope. Oh hell no, bro. Like I didn't like spiders at that point of my existence, so I don't think that would have been ideal. It did end up not eating them though. I came from a time when things didn't have to be one thing or another. Is that what he said? I want to rewatch that episode all over again. Capsian said I was an airbender. Is the Sonic Boom forehead guy an airbender? No, he's a firebender, actually. He makes a little, I don't know, explosion? Directioned explosion? Maybe he makes a little mini explosion of fire and then it collapses onto itself. And then he creates another little cone of fire that creates like a directional pulse. I had no idea. I'm just spitballing here. Aang was 11 when he met Sokka and Katara. He was a boy when he ran away, but he had the emotional maturity. Partly because of the Airbender's way of life, exactly. Korra just grew up differently. Yeah, Aang literally got raised as a monk, right? Like from little baby. And he was not only like again, I feel like air is such a soft, in the realm of air bending, right? It's such a soft form of bending something. Maybe you don't get so egotistically involved. And then on top of that, they went like the route of the monk, the meditator, the aware. Must have been a radical existence. The Sparky people haven't been explained as far as I know. Maybe in a novelization, could be. There's probably a market for it. Jaju, Luke, Kristen, I freaking appreciate you. Love is true. Thank you, Jean, for letting us know. Right? There's someone in the world feeling loving things towards the world. Instead of hate, instead of anger, instead of disdain, instead of judgment, instead of guilt, instead of worry, there is also feeling love. Happy that your friends exist alongside you. And again, bringing it back to today's stream topic, it is work. It is absolute work. Doing that sometimes, feeling that way, reminding yourself maybe is the best way to articulate. Connor is here too. Hey bro, it's nice having you. Luke, sending you blessings, dude. I know I've read your messages before, but just sending you blessings. And had more direct ancient teachings where Korra got more into the relatable lessons, exactly. Like, she also grew up, like, essentially in the city vibes. I don't know if that's the right way to articulate it necessarily, but Aang's story was very expansive. That dude true reveled, right? Like, true traveled. And Korra lived more of the existence that me and you would live, where We find ourselves in an environment, and then we have to figure out how to operate in that environment. And I think I love that about Korra as well. So much love and blessed to you too. I feel ready to pull a card. Stream's not over. We're just gonna pull cards. Bless you. We did pull a card from our Work Your Light deck yesterday, so we'll do Sacred Geometry today. Melt, are you officially moved out? Yeah, Connor, wrong time. Wrong time now. It's been a week and today's Tuesday. A week and 2 days, bro. Week and 3 days? Yeah, I'm done. Dunzo, bro. New world, right? I entered a cheat code and my entire reality morphed around me. So suddenly there's rocks directly behind me that I can climb, if I want to, right? I'll take you friends out for like viewy strolls at some point, if the internet gets here. You mind if I wobbity bobbity card? I'm not gonna pull you one of these cards. I'll pull you a card from my other deck. I'm gonna oracle you. Oh, you're gonna get oracled now, dude. And like this might be uncomfortable. I'm warning you. This might be a little bit uncomfortable because it's kind of like being naked in a classroom. Yeah, hard work, dude. It's hard work to deal with this bullshit inside ourselves. What do you need to know? That's the cards. This one, okay. Suit yourself. Oh goodness, bro. This card, I've pulled this card a few times now, and every time, it is pretty interesting. Yeah, exactly, dude. My new screen, dude. Like getting these brightness values to mess up, bro. That's like the hardest part of the screen. This card gives me the ningle, bro. Every single time I pull it, it's pretty ningly. This is your card, Connor. Trust the ningle. Are you trusting the ningle right now? What is the ningling feeling trying to tell you, Connor? Because clearly there's some sort of ningle happening, dude. And you ought to trust it. And as soon as you start trusting your ningle, good things will happen. I believe, at the very least. Because surely there was something calling you to ask me to pull a card. That is you technically trusting your ningle. See what I mean? And now because you trusted your ningle, you're going to hear this information, bro. That ningling feeling, that annoying ningling feeling, that inconvenient, annoying ningling feeling, try as you might, it's there. And it ain't going anywhere. Most people spend years ignoring their ningling feelings, throwing their best dollops of stubbornness, ego, and post-rationalization at it to numb themselves out. It's exhausting. And until you face the ningle, life just throws you more bait to awaken it, to draw your attention to the light within you that is bursting to come out. The ningle is an arrow pointing to what is standing in your way. The relationship, the conversation, the decision, the shift that needs to be made, the stone in your shoe. Often we feel the ningling feeling in our body first. Many people think that intuition is something from the higher realms. But in fact, it is the body that is the intuitive one, working through our senses to deliver vibrational information. It takes just a moment every day to scan your body to receive the intuitive intelligence and act upon it quickly. You are being called to face the ningle now. If you don't face it, the universe will throw something much bigger, and more obvious in your path. And then you will likely regret that you didn't answer the ningle in the first place. I know it's scary, but you are safe. Answer the ningle now. And I can feel you tripping out, Connor. I know, bro. I know. Yeah, dude. The post rationalization is the one that really got you, huh? Yeah, I must know. Get ningled. This drives me crazy. Why you keep saying ningle? It is clearly niggle. There is no such. Are you right about that? Did I misread it this whole time? You're right. Well, guess what, Joy Vive? This is my live stream. And I can say ningle if I want to. Ningle is a better word, empirically as well. Boom. Get ningled. Whoa, yeah, so yeah, I told you. Yeah, bless you though, bro. I hope that was what you needed. Thank you for asking. We also know that as the Spidey sense. Yeah, Ningle is like Spidey sense, exactly. Do you input code with Tichi like movement, or you have a life controller, or in order to put out for a higher self to put life, the game genie? I don't, I don't know what that means, but the way I'm interpreting it is, when I do my things, I basically find in my own controller the sticking points, right? And then I work those sticking points. Technically, controllers don't work that way. But if they did, if your controller had some soda in it because your little brother is an absolute slob, and then you push that joystick to the corner and it sticks there. Imagine if you rolled it in that sticky spot, it stopped being as sticky. What the fuck am I saying? That's what yoga is for me. That's essentially what it is. At least, when I do my own stretches and my own personal practice, that's what I like to do. As I find parts of myself that hurt, and then I lean into them as much as I can. And then I come back, and then I push further, and then I come back, and I push further. Come back. Finding your edge is another way that is articulated as, why do you keep saying ningo? And sorry about it. It rolls off the tongue better. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Appreciate it as always, Brother Melt. Been getting signs and ningles a lot as of late. I'm happy that you're listening. Just the fact that this is the card at the bottom of the deck and I saw it accidentally means that I have to shuffle it. Octomotion. What's happening here? My edge is worth $33 million. Wow, your edge is probably tuned like a razor blade. I was thinking about you yesterday, Mel. That's so nice. I made a dentist appointment. The receptionist promptly chastised me for waiting so long between appointments, and I'm way past due. Why would you make me think about my teeth? Why would you do that? Why? Because I was thinking about them today, weirdly enough, Joy Vive. I still have like a wisdom tooth that is slowly but surely growing up. And it's been taking its sweet ass time. It's literally been growing for 3 years. Part of it is outside. TMI, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I was also like thinking about dentists. And weirdly enough, Joy Vive, I thought about you too. And I was like, yeah, Joy Vive probably would be calling me out right now or something. And then you were the one getting called out by your receptionist at the same time or whatever. Bless you. Thank you. My appointment is 9 a.m. Wednesday. Tomorrow? Nice. I hope, I hope you get to make a joke with your dentist about them being your Valentine or whatever. It just, yeah, we thought about it. It would be kind of comical. Okay, same with the wisdom tooth. Mine has been growing in for years and I can't afford to get it pulled yet. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No. It's a moment to be praised. Going back to dentist. If it's been too long, I'm proud of you. This is true. Thank you, Joy for taking care of yourself. Does anyone need a Valentine? I am so alone. Connor, maybe the mingling feeling is prompting you to get comfortable. Oh, get comfortable with being alone. Because guess what? Most of your life will be spent in that state. And if you don't get good at being alone, then it's not gonna get easier the older you get, unfortunately. Right? It will only get harder. Because that's what you used to be. You used to be that little bebji, bro. And as that little bebji, you need to be loved. You need to be coddled. All right. Oh, you want to love me. Otherwise, you die. Right? But now, you find yourself a stable individual, capable of loving thyself. And it's going to be the hardest work you'll ever have to do in your whole life. But nobody can do it for you. Oh. Nobody can Valentine's your Valentine so hard as you can. Or whatever, right? Treat yourself to a nice day. You do not need a whammons or a mans to experience love. Kidding, I'm vibing. I'll jump to conclusions, Connor. Watch me, bro. Some with a wisdom tooth, bless you. I'm in love with life this year. Me too, bro. Me too, man. I've been like, yeah, I should say, it's been in love with life is the best way. Or else you will die. Takes it to be one of my favorite V-days. All right. Sorry for my dramas. New beginnings. You know, the fact that I articulated again to Connor today that I am now officially moved out feels like this new beginning card is very appropriate. Connor, I'm looking forward to my single balance day. I got plans. I have this shrimp pasta recipe I'm going to make. I'm gonna get champagne and make a... I know how to say that word. No. No, I could already feel you friends fucking laughing at me. Stop. Charcuterie. It's not charcuterie. Or platter. I'm dying inside. It's gonna be lit. And chocolates too. That does sound like an absolute treat. Bless you, Joy Vive. That does sound super nice. Thank you, friends, for being a part of this active new beginning. Is it on Thursday? Nay, it's on Wednesday, I believe. Tomorrow. It is tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'll dance for you, friends. All right? Suddenly my mind went, should I dance to music that is more... You know what? I'll just have you fill in the blanks about whatever the hell I was just thinking, because I don't know. Charcuterie, thank you. I did know how to say it. Charcuterie. I think it's the spelling that threw me off. I think it's the spelling, charcuterie. Shucks. Yeah, bless you, bro. Breath, prana, and birth is the core meanings of this card. Breath, prana, and birth. This is a card of new beginnings and renewed life force. The mother goddess passes on the breath of life, the vital, life-sustaining force of living prana, as the child is birthed into this plane of existence. Hearts formed from golden spirals carry the energy of deep love to this new beginning. Pulling this card indicates that new beginnings are expanding your life. Breathe into this new energy and feel the life force residing there. Follow the prana in your breath as you inhale and exhale. Feel how your energy is renewed with each breath. Picture yourself breathing life in to each new beginning. Whether you are birthing a child, a relationship, or a creative project, inhale life force into your lungs and heart, and then exhale prana into your endeavor. Feel the evolution of your new beginnings filled with life force and success. Recognize how the events of your life activate new beginnings each and every day with each breath, with each fresh viewpoint. Hot diggity damn! What a card for today. I feel super blessed having spent some time with you friends. I'm going to go and sit somewhere and play some kalimba. Oh, bro, blessing me with some monies. Thank you. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag floating through the wind, hoping to start again? Bruh, you better feel lucky for that $5 you just spent, bro. You pulled that from my soul, dude. Love you, Connor. You'll be fine, dude. Don't trip over. Don't trip. Be lacquer. Just be lacquer. Connor, how sweet. Connor is a sweetheart. Look at him giving us monies. That is very nice of you, bro. That is very nice of you, Connor. Oh, goodness. I totally didn't just almost fall on my ass. No, not me. All right, I'm gonna turn this off for now. And just like that, we find ourselves completing another day, showing up for love. Showing up for love. We have done so, dear friends. We have done some of the work that will be required of us today. That was really lovely, Kalimba. Thank you, Kristen. I'm so happy you enjoyed it. Connor, I read your last message in the Kool-Aid Man's voice. You deserve it too. What is he doing? Oh yeah! No other way. Heading out, blessed friends. Me too. Thank you for joining me, for kalimbaing alongside me. I don't know if there is a goodbye message being fractaled. I can fractal too, if I need to. Just let me know. Give me a auto generate at melt auto generate goodbye message in chat so I can have my code execute in the background or whatever. In the meanwhile, I'll stare longingly into your eyes. Okay, it's harder than I expected it to be. Oh yeah? I'll stare longingly into your eyes, don't you? Where is Shanansky? I miss her. Wish I knew, dear friend. I miss her too. I miss her too. I'm still in bed, so it's not coming from me. Have an absolutely beautiful, blessed, inspiringly difficult, and ultimately transcendent day. Dear beloved friends, with your hearts of gold, your souls of light, your minds of hope, I hope you have a good day. I hope you feel like you have the strength to go and do what needs to be done for you, for your environment, for your family, for your community, for your country, for your earth, for your universe, for us all. Thank you, dear friends, for doing the work. Have yourselves a day. Be excellent to each other and don't do stupid shit. Be excellent to each other. And rock on, dudes. Have a good one, dear friends. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye. Until we do this again, okay?